Hey Legionnaires, welcome back. We're here with another Rome 2 siege battle for you today, and today we have a clash of the titans as we have Rome here taking on Kush. Not Crush, Kush. Do not fear. We have not got Kush's evil brother here. But yes, so we have Kush versus Rome taking on each other, and we have Legionary cohort already getting peppered down, already down to 77 men. That's a pretty brutal start for them here. And we also have more veteran legionaries landing on this side here, about to take on Shota warriors. We already know, if you're a veteran of Rome 2, you already know that Kush is a very good anti-Rome faction. They have high armor piercing with those wicked curved blades of theirs. And they will probably give Rome a very tough game. I mean, I'm not writing Rome off, not at all. The battle's just begun, and this is a very close and a very, very epic one. And we are going to be here for a little while, so definitely get yourselves some snacks, get yourselves some drinks, and prepare for some Roman glory and bloodshed. But yes, I'm not going to write Rome off just yet because well, it's Rome. Like, Rome's the superpower. The game's named after Rome for a reason. It's called Rome 2 for a reason. They're the top dogs in the world. Praetorians are already landing as well. So, I mean, if they're landing the Praetorians already, you already know that's a bad sign. Well, actually, it could be a bad sign for either side. Like, if they're sending the elites up first, bad side, Rome's already out of men, or is just an inexperienced player sending up his best first. Or it's bad for the defenders because it means that the attackers have just brought all Praetorians. And it kind of looks like that is the case. A lot of Praetorians here. I can see some Triarii and auxiliary Syrians, but yeah, most of the sword infantry here is Praetorians. So yeah, Rome went heavy on them. Already lost a few ballista though. That's a bit of a problem. But yes, anyway, on the other, the other armies that are here today, we have Seleucids, we have Titus joining Kush on the defense, we have Boii, and we have Egypt joining Rome on the attack. We're playing on Tilfurdum again, which I'm pretty sure was the last siege we did actually, and it ended in a very nail-biting ending around this capture point here. If you haven't checked that siege battle out, I do recommend you do so. I probably left a card or a snip, a pop-up will come for that siege. Definitely worth checking out. If you're a big fan of Rome 2 siege battles and close ones, that is one of the closest I've seen in a while. Certainly seems like these armored legionaries over here, which are technically actually some of the cheaper units that Rome has brought, are doing okay against the Shotels. But yeah, Rome going in first is always a toughie. I mean, it's tough on both sides, really, because the attackers obviously have great pressure from like an elite fighting force, but Rome throwing in their forces first. I mean, they are technically like you could almost say like the secret card, like the card up your sleeve, because Rome is just so good. So if you throw them away first, it does kind of do a lot of damage to your attack. We've got Triarii in here with the Praetorians. We've got Shotels losing actually in this fight here. I wonder if it's got something to do with the... it might just be because of Praetorians, or it might be because of Triarii. I don't know. But Boii here, massive flank. Titus decided to retreat. He decided that this was not for him, and he's retreated. And we do have things like Osworn and Swordfall is already in here, and we're seeing Kush now and Titus preparing to try and make a stand, trying to defend their flank. Kush sending in armored Shotel warriors to take on these Osworn. I think Celtic factions are a pretty good counter to Kush though. They have low armor, though the Osworn are fairly armored. But I think, yeah, they should shred these Shotels. You can see they already are. Shotels losing. And the Osworn, yeah, doing pretty well in that fight. And we've got Titus up here. I don't know what? Titus has brought auxiliary Syrian archers. Okay, so Titus has managed to just spawn in some units that are just fancied. Okay. So just basically, I mean, Titus is known for having poor missiles, so they decided to just give themselves some good missile units. So Titus kind of has cheated, basically. But I mean, yes, he's got auxiliary Syrians. They were up on this slope here, trying to get some angles. They seem like they're now just going to retreat. Good on them, because they shouldn't be being used. But I don't think that's the case why he's retreating them, because there are, in fact, Roman Triarii now threatening to cut them off. And oh, I'll be so happy if... please, Rome, go in and kill these archers. Is the karma he deserves for cheating. do have some tribal warriors over here trying to take on sword followers. They should win that fight should the tribal warriors. They are a very heavy infantry unit. A cheap one as well. A very good cost-effective one. But nonetheless, they will get surrounded here, and they're getting gunned down right now by Celtic warriors and their Javis. Seleucids and Egypt, they have actually started to engage as well. It seems like Egypt is just dealing with some hillmen at the moment. This is Silver Shields being sent in. This is an elite unit being thrown in by the Seleucids. Taking on Thorax here. It's also just realized the Diadochi fight, like 2 successor kingdoms fighting each other. But yeah, Silver Shield swords being thrown in. I mean, that is an expensive unit to be throwing in, and I'm surprised they bought it because, like, Royal Peltas much better. I don't know if they're cheaper. I think they might be same price, but they get more Javis. They're technically heavy infantry. They pay it off by having just a bunch of Javis. You can see the Silver Shields running for their lives, trying to get away from these Thorax. Generally, I think, yeah, looking at this, I don't know what the funds were, but they must have been high because Seleucus is bringing... Well, actually, he just brought like Silver Shields and Silver Shield pikemen. Actually, he has quite a small army. Not in his defense, really, but like in fairness. He's got a Silver Shield down here, actually, as well. Yeah, I don't know what the funds were, but I guess relatively high because, I mean, we've got a whole load of Praetorians. Lots of Silver Shield units with the defenders. Yeah, some of the Triari here, and Praetorians still trying to break their way through these Shotels here. Losing in some cases and some others not. It's certainly a messy choke point fight this is. I mean, both sides trying to counter-flank each other. You see the Thorax here trying to get some good Javi shots into the side of the Triari, and successful as well. I mean, they are pretty damn brutal, those Javi shots. Silver Shield sword needs to get out of there. Egypt's making good progress. I mean, he could start to threaten to encircle like Tylis and Kush here. He could get a move on. Same with Rome. Like, these guys could flank around and just surround this entire choke point. It would make their attack much easier. Like, they need to get a move on. There's also auxiliary cavalry out here for the Romans. Just notice this here. I don't know if the attackers have noticed it at all. Maybe they have. There's heavy horse just lingering here with a general. So maybe that auxiliary cavs are just out there, maybe looking for archers or for generals. But it seems like most generals and archers seem relatively well protected. Push for this slope up here. I mean, this isn't really like, there's no achievement by taking this, or defending this for either side. But it's, I guess, a good archer platform. There's no there's no cap point up here or anything like that. But there's a good archer platform, really. You can shoot from this sort of complex here, and you can fire down into all these Tyler's troops waiting, or into any choke point down here. So, I mean, in that sense, if you lose this as a defender, you kind of have to retreat almost instantly to this final cap point, which looks like anyway what they're kind of doing. They're really they gave up the wall so quickly. Like, I've seen armies fight to the death for this wall because it's not a bad one to hold, but they really put up a soft defense here. I don't know if that had something to do with Seleucids really not preparing against Egypt, and Kush kind of got rolled a little bit by Rome, and certainly Tyus retreated as well. Actually, I think that was the main thing. Tyus retreated, just kind of gave up the ground before he even had to fight for it. Praetorians here against Silver Shield. I mean, nothing's going to beat Praetorians in a one-on-one fight, really. They are the top dog when it comes to sword infantry. Funnily enough, I'm reading about the Praetorians at the moment. It's just a book generally about the Guard. It's quite interesting, to be fair. Can't actually remember the name of the author. It's Guy a French name, basically. Yeah, it's quite interesting, actually. Learning quite a lot about the Guard. Oh, that's a really nice shot there, actually. Well, I say that, I thought it kind of carved through this unit. Got a few heads. But yeah, I mean, that Greek Bastion Ballista, you'd hope we'll get some... oh, sorry, it's not the Greek one, is it? It's the Roman one. Of course, it's not the Greek one firing on their own men. But yeah, they should be... This is a huge blob up of infantry. They could get a lot of kills if that artillery can get its shots right. That one's a lot better. You see, I mean, if Titus doesn't realize, he could lose 100, 200 men easily. Maybe more. I mean, be fair, if Galatia, these Galatian Royal Guard get a move on, they could just flank all of those troops there anyway. We got Silver Shield Pikes going in. Are they going to form phalanx or not? Nope, they're just going to run into them. Okay. That's a strange one. Get these pikes into pike formation. Otherwise, you're wasting such an expensive pike unit. Yeah, losing decisively, no surprise. Get a move on though, Egypt. Like, just flank around. Don't be a gentleman and just stand here and have a 1v1. Flank around, surround some of these guys. You could kill like all of Tylus's armies just here. Really, bar like his Oathsworn and stuff he's got at the back, at the very top. Tylus is like asking to be killed here. The Silver Shields retreated, I think, because they realized the Praetorians were on their way. They're getting jabbied in the back for even daring to sally out. Hillman down here fighting alongside some Thorax infantry, some Silver Shields, 4 Seleucids, and they're taking on the Thorax of Egypt. So it's Thorax versus Thorax, plus a few extra stuff. Yeah, I don't know what Tylus is doing. He needs to get his guys back. I don't know if he's just focusing on this one little fight he's got going up here with Boii. Which, I mean, he's sort of did a good job. He's actually have to force some Praetorians to come up here and help deal with this fight. So, I guess good on Tylus at least for being annoying up here. But he really needs to get his army back. And then Rome just pulls through this unit, which is going to cost him some men. He shouldn't really do that. This is a healthy unit of Praetorians as well. Like, these are a lot of do's and don'ts here. Yeah, you just pull through to surround the unit. But just pull out the combat and go around. It literally takes less time and may have cost you less men. Granted, he lost 2 men, but like HP damage might have been done there. Also, it's just not scummy. It's the main thing about the move. Don't pull through because it's just a douche thing to do. Yeah. I don't know why Rome and Egypt are just stacking up all their troops here. I don't know what's going on. Why Tylus is just stood here. I don't know if they're just going to try and surround them or what, or the Tylus AFK, so they agreed to just not attack him. Maybe that was the case. Oh, we got like a levy thrower spear here. I don't think I ever see this unit being used. But this is what it looks like. If you ever wondered what a levy thrower spear is, it's just a thrower spear without chainmail. I mean, thrower spears aren't great themselves, so I mean, this one is much worse. But maybe it was being used to push a ram or a tower. It's now being used as mincemeat to try and take out Silver Shield swords. I mean, their jabbies will be all that with it. They were wanting them for, possibly. There's another one actually back here as well. Another healthy one. A lot of Galatian Royal Guard. I think they maybe just brought them just because they had spare money and they didn't have enough to spend on more Galatian Royal Guard. But yeah, we've got Thorios back here, Cretan archers. Another Thorax out here. They just might as well just bring that inside. And we've got Royal Peltas General as well. Yeah, still no movement over here. Oh my gosh, we actually are going to see. Yeah, look at this. Tyus just throwing all these jabbies at these archers up here. But the archers, why are you retreat? You lost like 1 guy. Just stand there and just like stop focusing down these tribal warriors. Like the amount of kills you could get. I don't know what, like I said, don't know what Tyus is doing, but yeah, really dumb. Really dumb. Definitely do not know how not to play Rome 2. Got pikes coming up though. These Hellenic Royal Guard, they're already sending up the expensive pikes. I mean, I would have held them back because they've got Silver Shields somewhere back there as well that they've got to be aware of. Javi's coming in right now, also coming in thick and fast, and they are hurting those Hellenic Royal Guard already down to 108. I mean, it's not that low, but it's kind of low. Oh, and then they kind of do this weird formation when they retreat and kind of just blob up. Ugh. That's never a good sign. Oh, and they're losing decisively to Hillman because the Hillman have caught them. Really nice there by the Seleucids, catching them out of formation. This might actually kind of be detrimental to these Egyptian pikes. Yeah, look at that, down to 80 men. Rip in peace. Yeah, what are they doing? Boyai's bringing up a ram on this side. Why he's doing this, I don't know. But he's got silver chevrons just ramming this gate. Got artillery here. This has got ammo because Celtic a heavy onager. Patiently waiting to use it. Whether he's going to use it late game, maybe to shell these positions. I mean, I just start hitting these Oathsworn now while they're nicely set up like this. But yeah, I don't know whether they think they're going to be baited into attack with like Titus, like just attack it and then they, like Seleucids and Kush are going to come down. But yeah, it's kind of weird. What's died here? Thuria spears. Can they just send this Oathsworn over here and just try and surround it? I really don't know what this plan is here. Like, they're all just kind of stood watching the tireless units and they're just going to jabby them. I mean, they're weakening the units, credits them. Like, all their jabbies and stuff. And this is a big portion. It's a real big risk here by Titus. Try this out. I mean, it is certainly putting a predicament on them, but I would have thought the Praetorians could attack on this flank and be safe from anything. But there you go, yeah, Oathsworn going in finally. So we're gonna see if he was AFK and he was just like not paying attention, or if this was a genuine strategy. It's not worked out. They attacked in the end. They just kind of stood and looked at it for about 5 minutes thinking, what the heck happened here? Why isn't Titus retreated? And yeah, they haven't charged down like I thought they might do. Praetorians have gone in now, and they should rinse through these tribal warriors. They're like double the cost of tribal warriors. The purple line moves forward. Should really be white, but hey, they were actually equipped in white cloaks, not purple ones. Oh, they also want to lose them though. That's something. I think they're getting jabbed in the back from something maybe, or shot. They're shooting a lot of these tribal warriors as well with archers. They'll certainly help out the fighting down here, and also might save lives. And saving lives is what matters. It's hard to do in Rome 2, or just hard to do in war. Saving lives, you know what? It's better than taking a life sometimes. Already routing their first tribal warrior. It's one of 4, maybe 5 they've got to kill off. I think there were maybe 5. It's a big loss, really. I mean, defenders, looking at the balanced power, actually is kind of even, but definitely not in favor of defenders. They're just letting Titus just lose the majority of his infantry army. Again, could they not just attack down here? Or maybe they're now worried themselves that they could get counterflanked by all these Egyptians and Romans. I don't know. I don't think I understand the mind games of these players. I'm not saying they're the most experienced Rome 2 players, but I certainly think, I don't know, maybe not as experienced Total War players as other replays that we've seen in the past. Certainly with moves like this. I mean, now Titus is chasing, in fact. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, man. It's a strange one over there. But now the pikes coming in, and that seems to, like, the pikes going in seems to have scared off Titus. I mean, you can now see we've got Boei Cav inside doing some sort of damage. I'm surprised this auxiliary Cav has not moved yet with the cavalry for Boei going inside, but he still has his noble horse defending the onager. I get Rome's general inside. Rome's general right now. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. Why am I worried about auxiliary cavalry here? Rome's on the attack. Why is there auxiliary? Why did Rome even bother bringing Cav? Yeah, I don't know. There's clearly just a brain fart there. I for some reason was thinking that auxiliary Cav was defenders. It's just not. So yeah, I was literally about to say, oh, auxiliary Cav, go and kill the Roman general. Wait a minute. Auxiliary Cav is Roman. Makes no sense. But anyway, Titus has like lost all its infantry there. It's a big loss. I don't know what the plan is now for the attackers. I mean, really, it should just be an all-out assault on these positions. And then just see if they can break through. I mean, we've got shield bearers and the silver shield holding the line here. And it's fairly similar on this side. Lots of silver shield. And shield bearer as well, yeah. It's got a really expensive Seleucid army, to be honest. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they can break through. But anyway, I will make a cut here until the attackers actually start to clash. Well, the battle lines start to clash again, whether it's attackers or defenders that make the first move. So I'll see you guys in a moment. So here we go. It didn't take too long, but Egypt finally made the decision to go back in. His thorax swords now clashing, it looks like, with Seleucid thorax and silver shields in there. We've also got Kushite Shota warriors going in. But is the potential of a flank here if Seleucids wanted to commit it to those shield bearers? But I think they should be okay for now. There's enough numbers in there to hold the line. We've got some Thorios coming up maybe to protect that flank. Yeah, it's not a bad position that the Seleucids are holding right now. All I do to improve it is maybe put some archers like over here, and they can just shoot into the side. Just have to be careful that maybe, obviously, Egypt could counter those. And there is movement of artillery here. Got Roman ballista on its way up. I think they're going to just use that to try and pound their way through. Certainly Rome taking it very cautiously after being super aggressive on those walls. But yeah, here we go. That flank is coming from the shield bearers. They finally decided now is the time to go in. They're going to try and take on Galatian Royal Guard. This is not a matchup I would say that Seleucids wants to try and get itself into. There you go. Egypt's starting to have a bit of a match out here, including Hellenic Royal Guard. He's using his... Oh, no, it's not his. It's Bowie Eyes Archers to try and help kill off these shield bearers. We're seeing the routing of some Thorax from Egypt. Gold Chevron sword followers going there. That's a pretty nasty force there. We've got Oak Sword now making an assault on this side, taking on silver shields. Seems like these, yeah, oh my gosh, these Oak Swords are like battered and they're still carving through shield bearers. That's pretty good. That is pretty damn nasty. And Praetorian Guards now going in to support that fight there, just to make sure those Oathsworn, you know, break through. They should, I would imagine. Saw a move over here. Oh, what do I see? Seleucid's getting his Hellenic Cataphracts outside, though. Look at this. Really sneaky little move. Can he get this Celtic Onager? And then could he go for Rome's General? Because Rome's brought in his auxiliary cav. Oh, this is really nicely done here by the Seleucids. They're going to actually be able to take out this artillery with just no resistance. This is an easy win. No artillery of like healthy ammo left, shelling stuff. There is also fireballs of justice here waiting from the defenders. Really nice to see. Yep. We're going back to those Seleucid cataphracts over there as they just annihilate those poor Celtic catapults. Rip in peace. I think the crew's already dead before I even got there. Really nice done. Rome unaware. Now can he go for Rome's General? Rome seems just totally oblivious to what's happened. Rome also has managed to get a tiny little infantry unit through. We're only I don't know whether he's... No, actually, no, there is a gap. He definitely could have done that. And the fireballs of justice have been deployed, and they're actually going to hit a bunch of their own friendlies here. I mean, they're also going to hit a lot of Romans and Celts, but yeah, that did a lot of damage, actually, to Titus' troops as well. Yeah, and pretty nasty there on the fireballs of justice. More going off. Rip in peace both times. I mean, these levy freemen, I think, are expendable compared to those Praetorians, to be honest. So yeah, really nicely played there by the defenders. I mean, as long as it was the plan. I don't know if Rome set them off or whether it was the defenders, really, because both sides can. That's the thing. Got some more over here. These ones won't do as well, I don't think. The slope's not quite as steep. But we'll see. Maybe they would have been better, like here or something. I don't know. Or just the second line here would have done quite well, I think. But who knows? They got stakes and... Oh, I thought they had stakes or maybe as well, but no, they just got fireballs of justice. But it seems like the attackers are making okay progress. The defenders are quite happy to keep retreating by the looks of it. Oh, another fireball of justice has gone off. Don't think that's going to... Just killing your own men. Just kill that poor guy. Jeff! Jeff died for nothing. Got a little Boei unit going. I think they're going to try and activate these fireballs of justice, just so that the attackers don't have to worry about them. The Shotel warriors here, not having any of it. They're going to cut these guys down. Just defiant few. And there you go, more fireballs are just being sent off. And I don't know where they're going, though. They are really not achieving much there. I mean, they're routing like the couple of units that are here, but that is it. And there you go, armature of the warriors getting focused down. And they're... Oh, actually, wait a minute, not getting focused down. Syrians, I mean, I guess they're getting hit. They get hit by their own fireballs of justice, what's happening. Jeez. Get out of there, Kush. Get out of there. Oh, gosh. It's like 5 guys that didn't deserve to die there. Yeah, Kush needs to be... I mean, defenders need to be careful with those fireballs of justice. I feel like they've done more damage to themselves than they have the attackers. Again, how not to play Rome 2. Burn your own men. It's definitely not what I'd recommend. So we are sort of back to where we are. Unfortunately, the replay did crash, but yeah, we're basically back to where we were when we left off. The fireballs of justice have all been released. And as you can see here, Egypt and Boei and Rome are all now waiting at the bottom of this sort of like slope here, getting ready to assault on Kush, Seleucids, and Tylis. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes down. And we do in fact look at that. Seleucid cataphracts out here, and I think they've just got Rome's general, which is a huge win there. Yeah, Rome has lost his general, and that could be a massive, massive problem there for Roman morale. Really well played there by the Seleucids. Manages to take out the head of the Roman snake. Very, very nicely done. Boei has got his general in safely. But yeah, they need to be... That's why you need to be careful with your general. You need to make sure that you're bringing him up and he's staying with the rest of your army. Otherwise, they'll get sniped like that. Yeah, so you got these Syrian heavy archers. They're getting focused down, actually. Or maybe not. It's the Silver Shield Pikes. Yeah, get these guys back. They're getting focused down right now by Celtic bowmen. So yeah, you need to get those guys back. Protect them a little bit more, because you're going to need those pikes for late game. Even if they're banged up, they could be pretty useful. Got shield bearers over here. More Silver Shield Pikes as well, actually. Already in phalanx formation, ready to go. Yeah, you got Rome here bringing up his archers, and he's got javelins as well. We've got a whole assortment of Praetorians down here getting ready to make an assault. These battered and bruised men have seen a lot of action right now. But here they go. They're going to go, and I think they're going to try and take on these shield bearers on the flank. Because they certainly can't challenge those pikemen, but they're going to run into the pikes anyway, it seems. They're certainly getting poked by them, but yeah. They're going to go after those shield bearers. Got the Shotels behind, ready to help, but yeah, it's certainly getting close for the defenders. I mean, they're running out of places to retreat to. The attackers seem like they've still got a decent amount of reserves. Certainly, Egypt has a lot of Galatian Royal Guard. Rome might be a bit low on the ground when it comes to infantry, and so is Boei, actually. But they've got still some pretty nasty like units like Oath Swords still to be thrown in. And a few Praetorians. There's an Oath Sworn unit here, in fact. It's now going in against Thorax. Should be an easy win enough for the Oath Sworn. Actually, the Oath Sworn are kind of flanking around. They've gone through a gap in the line here, and they're now going after this little pikeman unit up here. But this is probably just going to allow the Oath Sworn to get cut down by the Thorax. They're getting easy kills here. They need to caught out formation, but they need to be careful through the Thorax. Well done there by the Kush player putting a unit into the gap, because otherwise the attackers could have just rushed through that gap in the line, which would have been a very, very effective and decisive move, you imagine. Would have taken down that defense pretty easily. You got to keep the line steady, keep it strong, make sure there's no gaps in the line. Silver Pikes are getting focused on. I would retreat these guys. Just put like an Oath Sworn unit in there or something else. Like, the Pikes should not be in the front line. If they're not engaging you, don't bother putting any Pikes in the line. Kush has actually got a Archer General, got Royal Kushite Archers. Need to focus on these Syrian auxiliaries, kill them off, because they are killing off those Pikes very quickly. They're already at about half strength by now. We got Kush here battling away with the Oath Sworn. Like we were saying earlier in the video, I feel like the Celtic factions are a good counter to Kush because they've got low armor. So those nasty curved swords that the Kushites have aren't going to do much damage. Or certainly not do as much AP damage. We've got Thorax being thrown in there now as well, trying to reform this line. The Oath Sworn are losing, in fact, though. Maybe those Kushites are having a bit of luck. I don't know, the Shotels are kind of losing across the front as well. So maybe not. We've got archers now coming up from Egypt. We've got Rhodian slingers here. We've got Cretans are all setting up. Are they trying to just focus down these Kushites here? I don't know. Certainly Kush is taking out all these Syrian archers, which is great to see. That should help protect the Pikes a little bit more. They're down to 65 men. So still got some men to defend that gap with. We have got archers now. I think these guys must be out of ammo. At least you'd hope so. They're running into the Pikes and dying. And then go the Praetorians as well, kind of just having the same response as go running in, dying. Certainly not a good tactic to run into Pikes. Loving the formation that's going on here, the tortoise formation. It's always great to see. Got Cav being forced up here now by Boei. He's going to try and go through this gap. I don't know if he's really going to make it through. It seems like his unit's very much stuck on the Thorax here, but he's going to keep trying. And he looks like he might be trying to go after the Kushite General. Yeah, he's definitely pulled through to try and get to that unit. There was not really a gap there at all, but he just charged on through, trying to take advantage. And luckily, you got the Hellenic Cataphracts coming back now. These heavy horse are nearly dead. You can see the Kushite General is just trying to get out of there. Can this Silver Shield Sword come across, maybe help as well? I mean, yeah, I feel like he pulled through a little bit, but I mean, fair play by the Boei player trying to like use his Cav effectively at least and try and do something with it, because at this point Cav is kind of useless. But yeah, you can't pull through to try and achieve your aims. Got Celtic Bowman there. This thin line of Kushites is getting ever thinner. There's literally like one man. I mean, there's gaps now starting to appear, and more troops having to be sent in. Boei trying to strengthen that line. The golden line of Shotels must hold. It must hold. Those ones are still losing, which is good to see if you're rooting for those defenders. You've got the Galatian Royal Guard in there now. They are pretty solid. The archer's still alive over here for Kush. But yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of those Sworn stuff back here. Gotta remember though that like Tylus was kind of like AFK for a bit over here, and this is how he lost like a load of his tribal warriors. Hopefully he's gonna like use his Oath Sworn. I don't know though. I mean, these guys could be hugely helpful right now. Because right now Kush and Seleucus kind of low on boys. They're kind of low on men. Just Yeah. Got Thorax there trying to hold back sword followers. Gold chevron sword followers as well. They're doing all they can. I mean, the Roman morale should be low with the loss of a general. Boii is nearly out of men. It could be down to almost just down to Egypt. The Romans don't necessarily need a general. They could do just well without one. Kushite pikes coming forward here. Don't often see these guys in action. They're not as heavy or as effective as some of the more like Greek pikes, and they are kind of dying quite quickly here. The Praetorians are kind of mincing through these guys, unfortunately, losing decisively. We are seeing the Silver Shield pikes now go into combat, and maybe they can get stuck in against those Praetorians. The Praetorians actually are retreating. Even though they were beating those Kushite pikes, they're like, yeah, we're not fighting pikes. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would have carried on maybe. If the pikes were losing, I would have just stayed in there. But I think this is all that Rome's got left. He's got like one relatively healthy Praetorian. The rest are pretty banged up. Egypt's got a big old blob of infantry here. Imagine if they had an artillery piece just to fire into there. That would be incredible. Some like great shots they get off there. Shoto warriors still battling away. Really haven't made any ground of the attackers on this slope. I mean, they did for like a second, and then they seem to have been pushed back down as fresh armored Shotel warriors go into the fight. There you go, these sword followers on the waver and break. Galatians half strength, but they should still be able to do some decent damage. Some more Shotel warriors coming up. There's still some more healthy armored Shotels back here as well. And another pike. So I mean, Kush has still got some decent reserves. Seleucus is not so much, but it might be enough just to beat back the Romans. Still got that cavalry as well as Rome that's just kind of been stood there doing nothing. Like I said, Titus really needs to throw in his reserves at some point and try and be proactive with them. Praetorians, yeah. General dead, but they don't care. I mean, they often, you know, kill their commander-in-chief anyway. So they don't care about losing their general. Galatians here, they're steadily fighting away. Might need to send in some reserves. Looks like they might be about to send some troops over to help Rome. Well, certainly Boii is doing that. I mean, he's not got much to offer, just a couple of... That's a sword follower of 5 men. Jesus, what, I guess, what 5 gold chevrons did for you. Down to 2 now. Jesus, they're still not even wavering. That's incredible. Wow, that unit died to a man, I think. Here we go. Got Boii going in over there with his general. Egypt is now kind of taking up a more central position. I guess there's shift troops either way. But in go Boii and Rome. And they're just charging in the pikes. There are gaps they could kind of use. Just like sneak around and get the shield bearers. Well, they just shouldn't engage it. Just fight on the other side where there are no pikes. Or you could ask Egypt if he could bring up his pikes. I don't know if he still has any. He did lose some Hellenic Royal Guard. He has got another one. He has got a whole Hellenic Royal Guard there. Might be useful in setting that up. Look, on this side here, they're just kind of just in a sword fight. Well, actually, they're not even fighting each other at the moment. They've retreated. Thoreau spears here. And Galatian Royal Guard just standing looking at each other. And the pikes haven't even been broken through, actually. Rome is... I don't know if he's pulled through because they're kind of like... The Praetorians are all amongst those silver shield pikes. But whatever happens, they are dead. We now have Kushite pikes now turning up on this side as well. Kush is throwing over some more troops here to support. As there is a bit of a charge coming in. You can see the noble horse as well from Boii going in. I mean, the horse will certainly struggle against those pikes. It's got a great little setup there. Those silver shields and then the pikes. It looks very, very daunting for those attackers. The Praetorians can huff and puff and they can try and break their way through, but they will have no luck at this moment in time, I doubt it. Not without some considerable support from other pikes, or maybe even like an artillery piece or archers. Here comes the Roman cav. I don't know where that's going to try and go through. I mean, they're literally just charging the back of their own allies. If he tries and pulls through, it's just a bit scummy. You just, yep, here we go. He's going to try and pull through. This is a pull through. This is a constant combat going on here. There was like along the line, and yeah, that auxiliary cav had to pull through to get there. Like, go on. Like, I get so pissed when I see it. Like, it just shows a lack of skill to try and do this. It's like, there you go. Now he's getting into the archers back here. I'm going to see a Shoto warrior coming up. He's going to engage these auxiliary cav. We've got the Hellenic cataphracts coming across. He does need to use those to try and just destroy this auxiliary cavalry quickly. We've got Syrian heavy archers as well. That could help. I think they might be out of ammo, but I'm not sure. He's rushing for the point. He's going to, what, take on all these tilers Oathsworn? Yeah, that seems like a smart idea. But yeah, this cavalry will break in a minute. And then with that is just the remains of Rome and just 2 Praetorian units. Yeah, he's trying to recharge his pikes. Just a good target, but he shouldn't be here to be able to do it, so that's all I'll say on the matter. It's the same here by the looks of it. Boei is trying to pull through his general as well. Oh no, maybe not. He dismounted his general. I don't know if that was a misclick or what, but yeah, he dismounted his general and just sent his general into combat. Which is fair enough. But yeah, we are just seeing Egypt now just like we're not surrounded, but just throw everything in here. But he is in danger of being surrounded. If they mop up what the Romans have left here, and then just they could hit like Egypt in the back, and they could just surround what's left, and then slowly squeeze them. That would be a really nice little move. I mean, if the Tilus came and joined in, that would make this much easier. You can see balance power now is shifting way in favor of the defenders. Egypt isn't out of it. He's sending over troops now. He's realized the danger he's in. He's sending his general, his Royal Peltas general, over there, along with some archers, which is just getting chopped down right now by cavalry. Slice and dice, cataphracts, slice and dice. They got silver chevrons. How many kills these guys have got? 141, not bad. But they could definitely do with taking out this general. If we can kill Egypt's general, morale will be low. But yeah, look at the Javis. They throw so many Javis at the Royal Peltas. It's such a good unit. They've really weakened that Hellenic cataphract down to 20 men. They had like 30, 40 men not too long ago. Hellenic Royal Guard winning here against the Shotel. They're going to need more support than this. But yeah, like I said, this job would be so much easier if Tylus just wasn't AFK. I don't know what happened. Or like, if he just refused to fight. I don't know. Some players are strange, but if he is just AFK, that's unfortunate. Because his armies, like his reserves are healthy Oathsworn units that could be really useful right now, combating all this Galatian Royal Guard. So really it's probably closer than it really is, like it says on the balance power, because a lot of the portion of troops here aren't actually being active. Or maybe the Tylus player is just waiting until his allies are dead so he can claim all the glory in winning. I really don't know. I hope you guys have been enjoying the video. If you have, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to see more Rome 2, do let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to show off more. I'm getting loads and loads of Rome 2 replays recently. So if you want to see that more battles getting showcased off, then do let me know, and I will do just that. Yeah, here we go. We've got silver shields and we've got shield bearers going in. They're going to try and surround these guys. It's going to be tough, but they can give it a good go. You need to be careful fighting these pikes. They are dying though, actually. Which is good to see. Down to 72. We've got the cab coming into the back lines. I think the pikes are trying to maybe, I don't know. I think the pikes were going to try and like turn around and be a rear guard for them, but I'm not really sure. Maybe they're just retreating. The general here though is probably going for one last hurrah. I doubt he's going to get another charge off. He's dying pretty quickly already, down to 10 men. But Egypt is kind of, you know, low on morale. Troops are starting to get disheartened by being surrounded. They're actually routing the Hellenic Royal Guard here at 50 men. This could be a huge win. They could do that. Have they got like a war cry or something? Oh, if they had like a war cry, they could have definitely maybe scared that unit off. They need to kill this general. This Royal Peltas still has ammo. Like I said, these guys are so useful. They just jabby away for quite a while. Kushite pikes on their way. And still Titus is dormant. The Kushite general's coming across as well. I think they can fire arrows into the side of one of these combats. If they have archers left, Kushite. That is. I know he has archers, but does he have ammo? So if you can focus down some of these units with some ammo, it can maybe help turn the tide of the battle in one of these fights. Certainly this one down here. It looks like Kush is actually going to retreat instead. Egypt has broken through. Honestly, these armored Shotos should be able to take on the Royal Peltas. Like, they're a heavily armored unit, these Royal Peltas. They'll be easy enough to kill. There you go, the armored Shotos die, and they're going to die to the last man. They're just getting cut down by that general. Brutal stuff. 76 kills already for that general. But it looks like they're going to retreat back to where Tylus is. I don't know if they're going to hold in the choke point there or what. But they think that Egypt is going to win, I think, at this point. I mean, if you discount all of Tylus' troops, it's looking very close. Like, these sides are really, really close. But we're going to fast forward a little bit just to see what happens, because I think Egypt's going to take his time. He's going to think through his plan. I mean, what I do is maybe capture that arch tower to start with, and then I'd maybe use whatever ammo I have left of the Royal Peltas to just start shooting these pikes. Oh, the pike's giving ground. He's sending some archers to just go and die, which is, I feel like, a little bit of a waste, especially when army losses can start to come into play soon. But I think they're trying to retreat behind Tylus' men so they can actually, you know, Egypt has to engage them, which is not a bad idea, to be honest. It's just useful that Tylus had these men left, I guess. This is what Egypt does. I mean, if they were smart about it, I'd just let Egypt engage the Tylus troops and then try and flank with your men on the flanks that are actually active. But it looks like Egypt's going to try and do exactly what I'd do as well if I was attacking, and that's attack everything but the AFK troops. Then see if you can manage to somehow win with that. But I don't know. I feel like army losses aren't going to take place with like 5 healthy units of Oathsworn. Just going to have to somehow kill them off. Galatian Royal Guard, though, getting stuck into these silver shield swords. And the pikes as well, as you can see in the background there. Forming phalanx, preparing for a tough fight. Did he engage? No, he's still not engaged. I mean, Tylus has just used his rally. Or was that maybe... I think that actually might have been Kush using his rally, and it just affected the Tylus troops as well. I thought for a moment we were going to see Tylus as like... Tylus just awaken, but he's just using his javies, which... that's just automatic, that happens. This is very useful. It's still killing a lot of Galatian Royal Guard. They're routing them, in fact. Now we just got the Royal Peltas going in. And they've got to just run into pikes. And in the end, it's kind of worked in their favor. It looks like this general here is going to rout you, imagine, in a minute. Because he's going to have Well, he's getting flanked out by pikes. He's getting jabbed as well by this tireless player. And there you go, he's starting to waver. And when he wavers and breaks, then that is game probably. Riley goes up for the defenders. And there you go. I don't know what happened with Tireless, why he became like an AFK player, but we'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. The defenders have won. Yeah, look at that. One of them got like no kills. But in the end, that kind of like his reserves were just what they needed. Viper was the one that sent this one in. He was playing as Kush. So thank you very much for sending this one in, Viper, and well done on your victory. And well done to everyone else that took place. It was a really close fight, that is for sure. We got 185 kills with these Royal Kushite archers. His armored show tells 183, 217, 158 kills with the Showtail warriors here. And his pikes getting 78 kills. Then we have Dragon Bloodfist, who was playing as Tireless. Did just kind of throw away his army. Like, he's got no kills here, really. 98 the best. But yeah, just really nothing there. Then we have Saud playing as Seleucids. 150 kills with his Hellenic Cataphracts. 92 kills with the Shield Bearers. 226 with the Silver Shield Pikemen. 171 with his Silver Shield Swords. And then 104 with the Thorax. So yeah, some good kills there for the Seleucids. Then we have 1L playing as Egypt. 133 kills with his Royal Peltas before they routed. 113 with the Galatian Royal Guard. Not that great, actually, to be fair, with his kills with his Galatians. Pikes getting 82 kills. 141 with the Thorax Swords. And his Thorios getting 85. Then we have Gorov playing as Rome. He did very well with his artillery here. 196 kills with the Roman artillery. Then we got 168 with the Praetorians here. He just spammed these guys out. 174 with another one there. 218. Then we have Brandon Lawless playing as Boei. 105 kills with his Celtic Bowman. Then we have 110 with another one there. 333 with the Oathsworn. And then he's got his sword followers down here, 118, the best one, a gold chevron sword follower. But there you go, guys. That is today's siege battle. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. And I'll see you in the next one.